Look at that, friends. So, friends, old Buck and Billy Ray's got a lot of filing videos on the channel. Are you in there? Hello. Friends, I want this to be... There's going to be a theme to this video. Well, friends, it'll be talking about a strong top plate. If this interests you, I have done so many filing videos on YouTube in the last 10 years. Do you know that if you take my amount of videos, which I think is 3,700, hey, Veteran Tree Service, thank you for the super chat and the love the other day. What a live feed yesterday, friends. Hey, it was. It was a nice live feed. It was great to see everybody. Top plate. I don't care what size of file you use. I've used them all, and I've done experiments, and I've shared those with you. But I think I've confused some people along the way too. I believe that because it's like a menu. You go to a restaurant and it gives you 35 options. Well, sometimes you're thinking a little long. Listen, I'm going to say this right now. If you're running 3/8 full chisel chain, which means a side plate and a top plate that meet at a corner, that is called full chisel chain. Okay? If you're doing that, which is this right here. Hey, I was a close-up, wasn't it? How you guys doing? Is this. This is full chisel chain. Right? Right there. Full chisel. No roundness to it at all. Yeah. Use the 7/32 chain. Just go straight to the 7/32. What'll happen if you do 11? We've never been told use 11/64. Never, ever. It's always been 7/32, whether you're 404, 3/8. Now, of course, you can use different size files, and I do. But I'll tell you something. My message, my staunch message today to you in this filing video is 7/32 file on a 3/8 chain, and master it. Master it. You're going to dig down too deep. You're going to get this big hook, and you're going to go, wow, that really grabs the wood, and then you're going to go down the log a little bit, and you're going to go, gee, something changed. That's because your top plate is vulnerable. There's no meat underneath making... You look at a chain that comes out of the factory, the top plate, there's like an angle like this. Grind, you get like this. I'm talking about the plane, the grandpa's plane, the wood plane. You know what I mean? There's lots to this, but it's not that difficult, friends. Just get a handle on that freaking file. 7/32. If you go now, as you go down, the chain gets smaller. So we're going to have an extensive video here, and I'm going to show you some stuff. Enjoy or don't. Either way's good with me. I love yous. Videos, chainsaw sharpening videos, experiments, you name it. I've got a lot of them on here. Listen. I've done experiments like the baby C, the sister C, all the aspects that you can do of this. You can use any file to do anything. See this right here, friends? We all know what that is. Remember that? That's called the baby C. Someone else sent this to me. They watched me do it and they sent me one. I think this was at Bunyan. But you can see it's like a square ground chain. All the gullet is in, and he's using an 1/8 file, friends. And I'm talking, that is teeny. Let's go in here for a second. I'm rocking, and I'm not going to flash the light on it because it always gives me trouble. I'm rocking a 3/16 file on a 7/32 application with my new Super Duty freaking rock and rollin' made in Canada Super Bar Duralite cannon. My neighbors across the salt chuck. And boy, oh boy, these bars are nice. Check out what I'm doing here. Can you see what I'm doing? See, it's a 3/16 file, so I've left gullet in order to get a smaller C. But what you do in that process is you get a sharper top plate. Like that. See? And this is the angle I'm talking about here. This angle. This. You get up underneath instead of that. It's like this. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So, it cuts. And I was doing an experiment on this a while back. And guess what folks are doing? Some folks are anyways. And I went through this years ago. I ran 325 sprocket on my big saws. And I didn't do it for long. I just didn't do it for long. It's not strong enough. And I just, I ended up going back, friends. I ended up going back. But nonetheless, I'm on a 3/16 file right now. And all I'm doing is straightening up my edge. And we're going to go cut. So, in saying that, let me get you guys in as best I can to see if you can see what I'm talking about. You guys know my freaking videos. I know you do. You've seen my sharpening videos before. You know what I'm about. You're always up against this getting a good shot, right? There. Now that'll help us out, won't it, friends? Okay? See what we got? This is 3/16. So what happens with a bigger diameter file, you can imagine what would happen, right? You would end up like, okay, so this is the 3/16 file in the 7/32. See? So what I mean by that is right on the deck. We're calling this the deck, friends. Okay, the deck. Straight down to the deck, straight to the basement. Here is the 3/16 file. Okay? Now, I'm going to reach down and I'm going to grab the 7/32 file. There we go. Okay? So that's 7/32. Now, if you use this is what I mean by you can't really screw up with the 7/32. Now, but what you need to do is stay up on the top side of the tooth. Right there. There's the difference. 7/32 on the left, 3/16 on the right. But if you don't stay up on the upper side of the tooth, you can see it in the profile. Look at it, friends. See? I'm right down on the deck. I'm even hitting the strap. And that's fine. That's nothing. That's just a little scrape. It's fine. See? So don't worry about that stuff. You want this. That is 7/32. See the little touch of gullet there. If you want a hungrier gullet, take out that little sliver of gullet left there. You can see that's like a millimeter. Take it out. You don't need to, though. You don't need to. If you think that raker's low, it's not. And I'll show you why. There you are. Or we could use the one that we just came off of. Okay. Husky. Softwood. Husky. Hardwood. I use the hardwood with a full house chain. There it is. It's level because I've just used it. That's the hardwood setting. Look at hardwood. It's level with the plate. There she be. Okay? So it's not high and they're not low. It's the hardwood setting, which is higher. Okay? So let's put that back in there. I use a raker gauge. So what I'm saying to you is pick your poison, find out what works for you. 3/16 is like using a 325 sprocket. That's all that is, 325 chain. That's the file for a 325 chain. So as you get lower down on your chain, it's a good file to use. There's no question about it. I mean, look at this. We're nearing the end of our chain here now, and I chose to just because to use the smaller file. I don't have to, but if I do, I end up with more gullet left. See it there? The shade right there. See it? Right there. It slopes up. That's because I don't need it when I'm using this file. You see? So you go to stick that 7/32 file in there now. Let's do it. We're on a roll. Look what happens. It's too high. See, it's too high, friends. 3/16, right there. Watch what I do. It's not dull, friends. It's not. I'm just making, look at that, little teeny burge right there. I'm just making it sharp again, but with this particular filing, you leave a little bit more gullet in, and I'll show you that on the other side of the chain, right there. See how you leave that little bit of bottom? So you're left with a bigger C. See, and this is a little ragged. I ran it the other day. You could see the gullet? It's right there. The bottom part, right there. That's gullet, okay? So here we go with the 3/16 file. It's a brand new file. Always use a sharp file, friends. Trust me on that one. Now you can push down as hard as you want, but you will get a weak top plate if you're not careful, okay? Okay? So, top plate is important. Very important. There she be. Okay? El Strongo. Super strong. Not all crazy and like hanging out there on a whim. And I'll show you what I mean by that. I'm gonna see if I can do this, Fred. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? So the angle that I speak of, friends, is this angle, this top plate angle. It's sharper. And if I was to go a smaller file, it would even be sharper. But you could see the gullet I leave. This is a little bit of gullet. So remember, friends, this is 3/16. It's just an experiment that I've done, but this sucker cuts. Without a doubt, this sucker cuts. Okay? Let's move back to another one. How about this guy here? Let's see what happens here. Okay? You can see it. It's clean as day. They're not that sharp. I'm just sharpening up because I'm going out cutting and I want to rip, snort, and chain. So now, here's another suggestion I want to make to you. I'm actually... Oh, that is lovely. It's nothing aggressive, but oh, is it nice cutting, friends, this. Super nice cutting. See? There's the gullet we talk about, right there. This is gullet. It stays in because the file size. Now, could you go dig down? Of course you can. So this is called fine tuning. Once you get to this stage, so what happens there now, you may not have seen it because I'm trying to get you guys a visual. There's the burr. I've dug down, but when you dig down, you run the risk, you've got to get that burr. See the burr on top? Can you guys see it from that angle? You see what I did? I just dug down there because I wanted to show you what you can do. But here's the problem with that. That's fine and dandy, friends. Do it. But do not forget, we're going up again. I got to bring you guys up again. Let's go. But you can see it. I know you can. Look at the burr. Friends, it's a burr. Now, watch. Okay. Glide your file through. So this is what I'm talking about. I don't care what size of file you use. If you don't get that freaking burr off of there, friends, you're going to have yourself a completely weak top plate. Okay? You're gonna. you're going to have a weak top plate. Let's get this off. There. Okay? There it is. That's it. Burr's gone. We've got a lovely hook. But I don't, friends, please understand what I'm saying. I don't care what size file you use. Concentrate on having a nice hook. Nothing drastic, because the more deep and ugly and crazy of a hook you have, the more vulnerable this top plate is going to be. It's going to be sharp and it'll cut great for about $4 or $5, but then you'll be down and out. You will be, friends. You'll be down and out. Even that, friends, that's pretty aggressive. You know, it's not crazy. It's not crazy, but that's 3/16. You can see there was a hump there. And then I came back down just to show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay? I prefer this sometimes, friends. You know, there's a hook there. It depends on what you're cutting. Is it big wood? If it's small wood, this will be great. If it's small wood, you'll be rip snorting depending on your relationship here. So, quick interjection, because if I was to use a 7/32 file at this stage, it just means I have to go to the deck, right? And then it'll eliminate that little bit of gullet at the bottom, and you'll end up with a glorious, nice cutting C. You won't be able to overdo it because you're at the back of the tooth. You understand what I'm saying? So a 7/32 is nice from top to bottom. So that's just my message today. 7/32. Yes, I'm doing Sister C to show you what can be done, but I want to show you that what can happen if you don't got your game down. And as a matter of fact, I happen to have the record gauge here for you to have a look at the record gauge. Right? Look, I'll put this on here for you to see, and I highly recommend you use these freakers. Look it's above it. It looks hungry, but it's not, friends. Look at the raker. It's above the freaking thing, which is... So these rakers are about 30 degrees, because this is a 35-degree raker gauge. See? 35,000 right there. So this is not 35,000, and I will not make it 35,000. I'm not going to do it. I don't want it 35,000. Is any of this making sense, friends? Now let's grab a 7/32 file. Look what happens. Look at that. It won't even go in there. That's a 7/32 file, okay? So I don't care what you use. Just make sure that your top plate gets attention. You've got to learn to get that freaking burr off of there, friends. Okay, so I'm running this right now. I'm running the Sister C. Okay, here it comes. It's all okay, I'm not even playing around. I'm going to get my thing. Hang on. So I'll show you what I do kind of from a back stance here. This is me going at it. I stay in tight here like this. That can also happen if you got a ski jump. That's why you got to get the gullet. This is why I say get the gullet. It's so important to get the gullet. Get the gullet, friends, goes with everything. Baby C, Sister C, whatever you want to do. But you will not be able to speak to these unless you do them and experience them on your own. Don't take my word or some other guy's word on Instagram or YouTube. Take your own word. Have your own experience with it. I bet you you'll dance right back to a 7/32. Put it this way, if I'm going traveling, I'm bringing 7/32 files. That's what I'm doing. I'm not playing around. These are only experiments. So look at this now. Oh, this is coming up nice. Big burr. This is gonna cut. I hit the weeds yesterday a bit. And I'll show you why. Oh, this is gonna be, I want to show you how this cuts when we get out there. So we'll go out there in a bit.
2 hours later.
Well, thank you all for watching. 7:30 seconds is kind of a no-brainer. I do all these experiments just because I like to be able to speak to them. I like to be able to talk and answer questions and learn and experience more as I go through. I can make a chain cut with any file. So it's just for an all-around fail-safe. If you're running 325 sprocket, which is on those 50cc saws and under, like a 325, just grab your freaking your 3/16 file. Grab your 3/16 file. And if you're running a full, but when your profiles change, like if you're running 3/8, friends, and you get a round chain, like in Australia, lots of round chain, the wood's really hard. And the UK, a lot of folks run semi and skip, or pardon me, semi and round chain. You can afford to, it's almost like a different program. You can use a smaller file because the side plate is not so high. Do you understand? It doesn't go up and meet a corner. It goes up and then it starts to curl over. Thanks for being here, friends. Ewan, I love you, young man. Work hard, be honest, and be kind, friends. We'll catch you on the next one. But start that business soon. Start that racket soon. That working hard, being honest, and being kind thing. Get that moving as quick as you can.